Praise God. All right. Take your seat this morning. Take your seat and look at your neighbor. Tell him Happy Valentine's Day. Praise God. All right. I know some people don't believe in Valentine's Day, but it's fine. Whether you like Valentine's Day or not, at least we all believe in love. We all believe in love. Hallelujah. Love is the strongest emotion, or is the strongest thing that a human being can feel. It's the strongest one. And today we're going to shed some light on it. So we started this series this month titled If. All right, that's the title of the series, If. So first Sunday we did If You Are Saved. These are the things that should follow you. So this morning I'm doing If You Are in Love. Hallelujah. If you are in love, there are some things that we should see. All right, so whether you're single or married, if you're single, hopefully we should be able to look at the fact, what you should look out for before you start. And if you're already married, then we'll also be able to know whether you are showing or living, what love says in your relationship or marriage. Praise God. All right, so the first thing I want to try to do is to paint a picture of what love is. I think our problems in relationships and marriage as human beings is actually started because, or is going on because we don't understand what love is. We really don't understand it. And how can you tell somebody to love another person when he doesn't even know what love is? All right, so that is where the problem starts. Many people, I don't even know when the concept or the meaning of love was hijacked, but it has been hijacked. I don't know when it happened, because from where it started, it was pure. But today, it has been fully hijacked. It has been fully hijacked. And I believe God that will be able to bring the right concept back. So let's start. I will start by saying this. Love is not a feeling, but a willing. I know that's not the right English, but it rhymes and it makes sense. Love, first of all, you need to know that love is not a feeling, but a willing. It's not a feeling, but a willing. Many people are struggling in their love life because they think that love is a feeling. Love is not a feeling, it is a willing, or you can say willingness. You understand? That's what I mean by willing, willingness. Love is not a feeling, but a willing. And I'm trying to find out when and where it was hijacked from being a doing word, from being an action, to being a mere feeling. And that's where the problem is, guys. If you can learn this one and resolve this one, at least a lot of the problems people face in marriages and relationships will go down. If you can learn this, that love is not a feeling. When the average person is talking about love, he's talking about a feeling. He's referring to a feeling. And even if that's not what you mean, that's how people are seeing it. People are focusing on the feeling. And the author of love, which is God, has never given us that impression before. Has never, given us that concept that love is just a feeling. Glory to God. I mean, how did we even arrive there? How did we arrive to the point where we have minimized and reduced the concept of love to just how we feel? Do you know how maybe I used the word stupid that looks? Let me paint it to you. You have a wife, a fiancé, a husband, whatever, and they are very hungry up to the point of death, as in they are totally worn out, hungry. They've not eaten for 10 days. They're about to collapse, and you have, I don't know what your best food is. If you're a burger person, you have a bad, hamburger, or I've forgotten this burger my children like from McDonald's and all these things. I forgot about all those ones that have everything, cha. You know, you have, or you're an Eba person, you know, you're a swallow kind of guy, you know, whatever. So basically, you have food. And your wife or whoever is in need, and you're saying, oh, you know I love you. Oh, if you know the love that I have for, and the person is dying of hunger, and you have food here, and you are eating, and say, I love you, true. I swear I love you. That's how stupid or crazy it looks when we minimize love to a feeling and not a willing. Love is more about your willingness to be and to do. It has nothing to do with your feelings about somebody. And feelings is free. You can feel anything you want to feel. But it's not yet love until it can be demonstrated, until it can be acted upon. The author of love told us in John chapter 3, verse 16, it says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only son. Love has always been about action. He didn't say God so loved the world that he just sat down and was sorrowful. He just sat down and was sad. He just sat down and sang a love song. It could have been love, but it's over now. That's the only part of that song I know. Hallelujah. He didn't just stop and sing a love song. All those things are not the real idea and definition of love. I don't know when and where it was hijacked. But love is not a feeling, it's a willing. Love is not a feeling, it's a doing. So if you're in love, I'm not going to measure it by how you are smiling, how you are laughing. I'm going to be checking by your actions. Love is not a feeling, but a willing. Hallelujah. All right. So let me try and paint a picture of what I think love is. Love is difficult to define. It's usually easier to describe. So I'm going to just try and give us an idea based on what I'm talking about today. But love in itself, in its concept, is so deep and so powerful that it's not easily defined, but it's easier to describe, okay? It's not easy to define, it's easier to describe. And most places in Scripture, they never really defined for us, that this is the sentence, to define love. Most places they described. So we're going to look at that also today as we go. So let me give you my own little definition. So love is the willingness to lay down your wishes, your joy, your desire, your resources unconditionally for another. I'll say that again. Love is your willingness to lay down your joy, your wishes, your desire, your resources, money, time, effort, energy, to lay down unconditionally for another person. So it's such a deep commitment. When you say, I love you, it's not something to be jumping about. It's a big commitment you just made. It's a big commitment you just made. That you're going to lay down your own happiness. You're going to lay down your own wishes. You're going to lay down your own preference. This is why marriages are not working. If two people really love themselves, it's impossible for the marriage to fail. I'm telling you, it's impossible. Marriage fails because the people are really not in love. If two people love themselves, it's not that they won't offend each other. But the Bible, when we get that, read it. 1 Corinthians 13. The Bible says, love never fails. It never fails. It cannot fail. It's too much of a strong force to fail. Hallelujah. Many people getting married today just love love. They love marriage. They love social status. It's not the person that they love. It's not the person that they love. When you are signing in to love someone, you are saying, you know what? I'm going to love you like this no matter what happens. They try to put that in the vows we make on the wedding day. But the couples usually are too interested in the reception, in the wedding pictures, and the honeymoon. They are not thinking. They are not thinking. Nobody's thinking about the real meaning. They're just saying, Pastor, hurry up. We want to go for reception. The bride is too eager to go and change, from her church cloth to her reception cloth. Oh, to be honest with you, I laugh. Not laugh. I pity for. If you are a pidgin person, I sorry for the people getting married most times. I pity them. They have no clue what they are getting into. They have no clue. Even with loads and loads of counseling. That's why I even pity people that don't even do counseling or do it well. Even the ones that are doing it well, they are not even hearing. It now remains you that even do. Everybody does counseling, whether before or after the wedding, you do. So I pity for people entering, they'll give the girl an engagement ring. She will do, woo, woo, woo. Her useless friends will say, woo, woo, woo. When they start beating her, I hope all of you will come back. Woo, 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 woo. What you are signing in for is too serious for that excitement. You have no clue. On our wedding day, my wife was so nervous. So nervous. Wedding day. Not because I was a bad person. Yet. She didn't know my true color then. But she was very nervous. It was so bad that the pastor said, if you don't smile now, if you don't relax, we won't continue. She was very nervous. Why? Because she knew what she was signing in for, to marry this madman. Me, I was happy when I was entering because I knew I married a better person than me. Yeah, glory to God. I was happy. I know Nami win. Nami win. And that song, Nami, it was for me. Hallelujah. I was married a perfect person. I had no problem. I'm the one that brought all the problem in marriage. I brought them. Praise God. So she knew what she was signing for. Praise God. I get what I'm saying, guys. The play I see people play into marriage today, I just laugh. These people have no clue what they're entering into. Did you see the definition I gave you? It's that willingness to lay down your joys, your pleasure, your desires, your preferences unconditionally. So some people don't mind laying down their joy as long as there's condition to it. That if you do me well, I do you well. That's the only condition they want to use to lay their joy. That as long as you don't offend me, I will forgive you. Did you hear that? So as long as you don't offend me, I forgive you. No! Forgiveness is because somebody's going to offend you. And that is what love is talking about. That you're going to lay down all your joys, all your pain, everything going on. You're going to lay down your own preferences, your rest, your peace. You're going to lay it down and serve on that person unconditionally. And somebody said, and this is how the two people should come. If the two people come with this mentality, you find out that the only real challenges you will have is who will do for the other. Say, let me do for you, let me serve you, let me serve you, let me serve you. That's what should be going on. The only quarrel you should have is about who should serve who. And even when there are real issues that come up, two of you can't be so willing not to put in the effort. You can't at the same time. Yes, there will be, as human beings, once in a while, you fall short of what their real idea is for love. And maybe the husband is the one behaving funny, or the wife is behaving funny. But you see, it can't be at the same time. If both of you are usually on the path to serving yourselves, it can't be on the same time. Yes, somebody can offend us, but what is their attitude when they offend the other person? Is it the attitude of, I don't care? Or is it an attitude of, I'm sorry? You see, these are the ideas. Love is not a feeling. That feeling will go. Love usually comes with a feeling, but you see, the feeling, it will still go. This doesn't mean you won't be happy with the person. What it just means is that the first level of excitement that you entered with is not what you will sustain the marriage with. It's never it. It's the practicality, it's the everyday actions of love that will hold the marriage. Then eventually another emotion will come. It's like milk teeth and real teeth. That's the best example. The teeth they give birth to you with is milk teeth. It's not meant to last. It will fall off. But if everything is going fine, another one will grow that will last. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? All right. I hope this is making sense to somebody. So love is not a feeling, but a willing. All right? It's the willingness to lay down your wishes, your joy, your desire, your resources unconditionally for another person. You see, you hardly see people sharing and teaching about things like that. You hardly see people showing through music and movies the real idea of love. That's why we have started our own production as a church, Soul TV Africa. If you have not subscribed to it on YouTube, I don't know what you are waiting for again. No, it's your church. It's us that own it together. It's not somebody's private business. Soul TV Africa is the church production team, because we feel that the people that are running the movie industries globally, they are pushing their own things, pushing homosexuality, pushing madness, pushing polygamy, pushing divorce. They are pushing those things. So we need to create our own so that we can push the right. We are the one that own the right messages. So please, if you have not subscribed, we are dropping a movie today, February 14th. We have a Valentine movie that we are dropping today. So please, take out your phone now, in service. Bring it out now. I hope you have data. Bring it out now. Just go to Soul TV Africa on YouTube and subscribe. If you're on Instagram, follow Soul TV Africa at Soul TV Africa on Instagram. It's a Valentine movie, Tuesday the 14th. It's premiering today. Glory to God. And we've had other movies too. We've done 12 seasons. If you're a married person or even a single person, you would like that one to 12 seasons. Then we've had the Christmas movie. So there are many things going on. So the point is that you will hardly see people on media and music or TV and music pushing the right concept of love. Usually what they push for us is that romantic feeling. And those of you that are married or in a real relationship, you know that's not the idea. That is a small fraction of what love is. And that is that small fraction that many people are entering marriage based on. They're entering on that small fraction. Oh, I always laugh. I don't kid you. Whenever the girl is showing ring, whenever they're all dancing, jumping, I say this tough thing, when I want to enter. I'm not saying you should not be happy, but not this. If you know what you're going to, you should be a bit solemn. That's my thinking. If you really understand the depth. Have you seen somebody they posted to terrorism, to go and fight terrorism, and is jumping and clapping? He knows what is going. He's reflective. It's a serious issue. It's a serious issue. Somebody getting what I'm saying? You are saying you are giving up your freedom. You are giving up your happiness. You are giving up everything to serve another person unconditionally. Not that it's not do me, I do you. It's not as long as you are treating me right, I'll treat you right. That is not the concept of love at all. You don't even need love to do that one. It's not the way when you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you. This is the idea many people have of marriage. That, we're going to be nice to each other. Yes, that's the idea, but it's not guaranteed. So you must be coming from your own end with that unconditional mindset. Very, very, very important. Somebody said, but what if the person I'm marrying to doesn't have that mindset? I'll come to that. Before I close, I'll come to that. But for now, let's look at 1 Corinthians 13. Let's see how God paints love. God is the author of love. It didn't start from Hollywood. It didn't start from talk shows. It didn't start from social media. God is the author of love. That thing called love is God himself that started it. It's God himself that started it. So it's important that we always study his view. Study his own mind. About it before we go ahead. Very, very important. All right, 1 Corinthians 13. I'm going to just move to verse 4, so that will be fast. All right, 1 Corinthians 13, NIV from verse 4. Somebody says, I'm in love with somebody. Oh, there's this boy. He loved me so much. I'm married. I love my husband or my wife. Well, I call this the love analysis test. Because if it's just by feeling, I've not seen anybody, most people that divorce is not usually a feeling problem. It's an action problem. They are acting, they are not able to coordinate or collaborate or bring together the place of the feeling and the place of the action. We can't always hold you responsible for your action. For your feeling, we can hold you responsible for your action. And it's from your action that your feelings are battered. Like we normally say here, it's easier to act your way into feeling than to feel your way into acting. It's easier to act your way into getting the feeling than to feel your way into the action. You never really depend on feelings. Feelings have their own mind. They can go and come as they will. But the action is your responsibility. Glory to God. 1 Corinthians 13 from verse 4. See the first thing they said. They said, love is patient. If it's love you claim that you have for each other, they said patience is the number one thing there. Love is patient. if I love my wife, if you love your husband, well, the first thing we will used to know is how patient you are. How patient you are. How patient you are. When they do something, when they offend you, when they don't do exactly what you are hoping they will do, love is patient. Love is patient. So if you are here, and I don't know if married couples are all sitting together, but if you're sitting together, this is called the love analysis test. So I wish we had planned it, would have given you forms and everything, so that you can feel, so that you can know that this person you say you claim you love. Because when you ask, do you love your wife? Say yes, but none of your actions are not showing that in any way. You are claiming that this love is just something visible we can't see. Do you love your husband? Yes. No, it's by the actions. We only measure by the actions. We will never measure by how you feel. So if you know what I'm feeling inside me, if you know 3 people are not in my mind, if you see what I'm feeling. No. Purely by actions. Say by their fruits we shall know them. Purely by actions. If you love your spouse, or if you love this guy or this girl, number 1, patience. This thing will make a mess of what many people are calling love. This love analysis test. It's going to cancel what many people are calling love. Because what many people are calling love, they love themselves. They are patient with themselves. They are not patient with the other person. So you don't love them. It's you love. A lot of things people are building in the name of marriage and relationship. It's themselves they love. It's selfishness. They love love. They just want society to clap for them. They have always wanted to be married. So it's not about this person they are with. It's about the concept and context of marriage. They just want people to know they are married. They don't love this person as a human being. When you love them, they say, number 1, you'll be patient. Number 2, love is kind. So all this telling your wife mean things. You are foolish. You are useless. Bastard, idiot. If you want to leave, leave. Who cares? Get away, you. And all kinds of funny things. The way you talk to your husband. Useless man. Where are you coming to him again? You have started again. This. They said if it's love, it is kind. Wow. It is kind. If your spouse is going to rate you in this love analysis test, would they rate you as a kind person? Will they rate you as a patient person? Okay. Number 3, it says, love does not envy. Love does not envy. At the beginning of my years, especially as a pastor and a marriage counselor, I actually felt they wasted space by writing love does not envy. Because I just felt, who will be envying their spouse? Now, after many years of counseling and being a pastor, I know many people even envy their own spouse. They are not happy for their spouse to prosper. There are many people like that. There are some men that can't stand their wives any more money than them. There are some women that can't stand their husband, making progress. Especially maybe one person used to be the major breadwinner, and for some reason they lose their job or they didn't grow as much, and the other person grows or gets beyond it. You find that they begin to compete. Wow, those things make me laugh. I'll be very glad if my wife earns more money than me. Very glad. She knows. Because all the things she will buy for me are plenty. So I'll be happy. I'll be happy. She knows all the things I like. They are all expensive. I have no cheap desire. I have no cheap desire. Praise God. So I don't know why people envy, but they do. People envy their own spouse. Oh, that they are making more money than you. It's because both of you don't understand the concept of love in the first place. See, love does not envy. It does not say, oh, why you now you have a job, or now you have this thing. You don't have time anymore. No. Be happy for them. The next one, it said, love does not boast. It does not boast. That see what I've done for you. All the things I did for you. All the things I've given you. Love does not boast. If you go through this thing, you find out what people are doing is not even love at all. Because they won't pass the test. Some people are going to score 2/10 or 1/10. Or you know that Odo they draw in primary school that has eyes and ear. That's what some people are going to score. Because some married people that are looking at me here are not patient. They are not kind to their spouses. You see, they are always boastful. They have suffered in this. He said they envy their spouse. I like the next one. It does not dishonor others. It does not dishonor others. How I've seen couples dishonor or insult each other, even in public, even in front of people. It does not dishonor others. If you're ever going to refer to your spouse in public, it must be positive. They dishonor each other. Hallelujah. These scriptures are not limited to marriage, but we are looking at it in terms of marriage today or relationship. It does not dishonor. It does not dishonor. It says, it's not easily. Okay, no, that's the next one. Next one is, I've mentioned it does not boast. I didn't mention it is not proud. It is not proud. Do you know, sir? Pride is the number one reason people divorce most times. Pride. First to apologize. Nobody wants to give in. Nobody wants to admit wrong. Nobody wants to agree. It's pride. Two of you now enter a challenge. First to surrender. And they say, I'm going. You can never apologize. You can never agree you were wrong. You can never admit wrong. You can never be counseled. Nobody can talk to you. You know those things. People make boast of it. That I don't listen to anybody. I said, really? Really? I've told the ladies especially, don't marry a man that is not submitted. Because the reason I'm saying this, you are submitting your life to somebody that nobody can control. You're submitting your life to to somebody that nobody can talk to. I don't know why women do that to themselves all the time. I just love him. That's not love. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. That is not love. Love has sense. So I just love him. That's not love. Because once you enter now, you won't be able to continue. When it starts showing you his real true color, then you're looking for pastor to come and help. That's not love. Don't marry a man that is also. When the Bible says that, you should submit to your husband, it's based on the assumption that that man too is submitted to authority. These are the concepts. You see, you can't take scriptural concepts out of the context of Scripture. Because God would never say, submit to all men. No, he didn't say women submit to all men. Because some men behave like that, as if they can never walk under a woman. They can never respect women. No, men and women are equal. They are the same. But God is saying in the concept and context of a Christian marriage, where the both people are really Christians, not that they have Christian name, that they are really Christians, and they are in the Christian community, that definitely the wife should be glad to submit to a Christian man who is also submitted to authority and the doctrines of Christ. It's all over there. It's there. He said the head of every woman is the man, and the head of that man is Christ. And the head of Christ is God. So there's a concept. You can't just go and meet one bomb boy in the bush and say you're submitting to him. You better not submit to him if you don't have any sense. He will kill you and your family. Don't marry him in the first place. He said the head of every woman is the man. This is 1 Corinthians 11 and other places. He said the head of every woman is the man. The head of every man is Christ. If you don't know, Christ represents the church. The church is called the body of Christ. It's very simple. So if they're saying this man, let him also have authority figures in his life, especially Christian ones, not his traditional ruler in the village that believes in having 13 wives. Christian church above him too, that he's submitted to and they know him. So once in a while they can call him to order and say, no, brother, this is not how to treat your wife. Then that gives you some safety as a woman. Not that I love him. Love is not that erratic and senseless behavior. And that's what people are thinking. That once your behavior is senseless, she loves, she's stupid. Or he's in love, he's stupid. If it's real love, it has sense. It's not an uncontrollable, senseless behavior. And that's what young people are thinking. That the more senseless and stupid you are behaving, it must be love. How can it be love? Okay. So love is not proud. Say, nobody, you know me, I don't hear a word. Once I make up my mind, nobody can change my mind. And you are saying it. You are boldly saying it. You think that makes you a great person. That makes you a foolish person. You must always be meek. You must always be the kind of person that people can talk to. As I'm here, my wife has the liberty to call my pastor at any time. And I've been a pastor 25 years. I say I have a pastor I respect. And my wife, once in a while, still calls him to say, talk to your son. I could say nobody can talk to me. But that's not Christianity. We must always have authority over our lives. Say, love does not envy, does not boast, is not proud. He said it does not dishonor others. It's not proud. Means you can't make it in marriage. You can't make it in marriage with pride. You can't make it in a relationship with pride. You can't make it in marriage with pride. Because relationship and marriages require a lot of humility. You need to swallow your pride many times. Swallow your pride to agree. Swallow your pride to work together. Two can't work together if there's pride because everybody wants to do their own thing. It takes humility to submit to each other. It takes humility to work together. It takes humility to apologize when you don't think you are totally wrong. It takes humility to accept an apology that is not even given yet to you in advance. You just collect it. It takes humility to move on. Even when you know one issue is not fully resolved to your satisfaction, but you decide to move on. It takes humility. If you can't have humility, then don't be waving wedding ring to us. Don't be waving proposal and engagement ring. These are the things young people are focusing on. Nobody's painting this real picture of the things going on. So when they now enter marriage and see the reality, they now be like, oh, I'm done. Because what they expected is that waving of ring to be the thing that they were using to do marriage for 25 years. That's what they're thinking. That's what they're thinking. I don't know how we help these younger people again. Proposal is nice, then competition. Propose on top mainland bridge, on top street pole, on top street light. What's going on? Sit down and listen to the real thing. And these jokers will not pay for counseling. Time to forget to say, hey, you don't listen, but you want to pay for engagement ring. Of course, for members of our church, counseling is free, but anybody from outside, you must pay. I won't waste my time because counseling is the cheapest part of the whole process. Every other thing about relationship and marriage is going to cost you more than this counseling. So if you don't have enough sense and value to pay for counseling, go and do it. You buy engagement ring, diamond, the gold, the sapphire. I'm just laughing. Sense you didn't buy, but you bought every other thing. Hallelujah. All right, let me try and round up. I have to round up now. Okay, so love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it's not proud, it does not dishonor others. I like the next one. It is not self-seeking. Wow. It is not self-seeking. That means real love does not actually seek its own benefit. Real love doesn't seek its own benefit. It seeks the benefit of the other person. And that's what love is. Two of you come together and say, hey, for the rest of my life, I pledge to always look out for your good first. You see, every other thing, every other instruction in Scripture, that's what I'm saying. People that are non-Christians shouldn't be checking the Bible for how marriage should be done. It will confuse you. It will wear you out. It will lead to argument. If you're not a real Christian submitted to Christ, the marriage principles in the Bible does not work. Go and do the worldly one. Because if you follow this one, you will get into more trouble. The concept in the Bible for marriage is two people becoming one. That means everything we own is our own. There's not like my own or your own. The word my doesn't really exist. From now on, I'm focused on you and you are focused on me. I'm not permitted to seek my own good and you are not permitted to seek your own good. This is how Christian marriage should work. However, you see people that are not really Christians, churchgoers, they want to use Christian principles. It can't work. It can't work. Because the concept of Christian principles is that you're not even supposed to hide money. I and my wife we've had a joint account from day one, before the wedding. From day one, it has been joint account. I don't even receive a lot on my phone. My wife can take all my money. I've never seen my token since they manufactured it. Never seen it. I trust her completely. That's the idea. Now, if you have not married that kind of woman, or you've not married that kind of man, even me, I will tell you, go and hide your money, because they will finish your money for you. Because you can't trust them. And the mistake has been made before you started. These are the things you will look out for in the kind of person you are claiming to be in love with. Because love involves trust. You are trusting your life. I've seen jokers that trust their life with somebody, but they are hiding their money. So you can trust your life with him. You want to keep your money safely. If you die, what use is the money? Because you're loving somebody, they can poison you. You don't understand what they can kill you. They can ruin your life. There's not self-seeking. Let me try and move quickly. Next one, love. This ones are tough. It says love is not easily angered. It's not easily offended. It's not easy. So all these, we must talk today. We must trash it out via basket. You know, when I and my wife tell people that we've not had the first quarrel, it's always confusing. They're always dumbfounded. In fact, most don't even believe it. Now, you need to understand this. We've been married for about 16 years. We've not quarreled once. Now, this doesn't mean we've not offended each other. Oh, definitely. As human beings, we offend ourselves unknowingly and everything. It happens. Oh, we misunderstand ourselves. That's normal. But it has never degenerated into a quarrel. It has never degenerated into an insult. You know why? Two of us are consciously and constantly trying to be a blessing to each other. We are consciously and constantly working on these things. So you will never see me say, you are a mad woman, you are a useless woman, I'll kill you today, you leave my house today. All those kind of mean things that people say. Some people in their house, every week, they threaten each other with divorce. Every week. I've told you I'm leaving. I've warned you already. I'm packing my things for you. Every week. It means both of you are not yet submitted under the leadership and rulership of Christ. That's what I'm telling you. A non-Christian can't be reading this Bible. Forget it. Nothing there will help you for your lifestyle. This thing is for somebody that has the Spirit of God inside him. That's what this book is for. That's what it's for. Because see, what they're calling love here is not what a normal human being can achieve by their power. And I'll get to that before I close. I have just 10 minutes. I don't even know if I have 10 minutes. But I'll just try and wrap it up in 10 minutes. So these are the things that we're talking about. It's not easily angered. I still told my wife a few days ago that how come? Because when I see the way some women refer to their husbands, when I see the way some women talk to their husbands, I still tell my wife, so why don't you ever talk to me like this? Because I'm not a perfect person at all. If there's anybody perfect in my marriage, it's more my wife. Me, sometimes I'm still praying for myself. But her, great woman. So I tell her, so how come you've never been rude? You've never used this kind of words that I see some women use for their husbands. And she says she understands the fact that her commitment to me is first before the Lord. You see, this is what I'm saying. You can't marry someone that doesn't already know the Lord, that is not submitted. Because the demands of marriage, it cannot be achieved humanly. It was never designed for natural men and women. Never. It was designed for men and women that have the Spirit of God in them. When I see the way some men even treat their wives, I laugh. There are still some modern people, there's some new generation people, as in people in their 40s, people in their 30s, real young people that are still doing feeding money. You know feeding money? They still have argument in their house over feeding money. They still have argument in their house over how much sugar is. What are you talking about? In 2021, all my money is I don't even have money. Our money is our money. She's free. I trust her to run the home to the best of her ability. Whoever is better in my financial management should run the home. Not that you are now checking sugar, checking crayfish. No trust is going on. No respect is going on. Hallelujah. There's so much that we need to cover, but there won't be time to cover. So if you're in love, these are the things we're talking about. It's not self-seeking. It's not easily angered. So the husband is treating the wife not just the way he feels like, but the way God expects him to. And the wife is treating the husband not the way she feels like, but the way God expects her to. And how does God expect them to treat each other? Ephesians 5 answers this. He's told the women that you be submissive and respectful. Because that's a woman's biggest challenge. Submitting to a man that is not moving as fast as she is and respecting a man when you have seen all his flaws. Because men have flaws. They're telling the man, you loving her the way Christ loved the church. That means sacrificing for her. Sacrificing your natural wishes for her. Hallelujah. I have to move quickly now. Let me just rush the remaining. He said, it's not easily angered. I like the next one. Love keeps no record of wrongs. Some people even have a book where or a note on their phone that they've saved all the things their husband have done to them. You can even remember from 1982. It's a real love. You see, these are the things. If you know this thing, you can't be waving your engagement ring because you know the demands of it is heavy. He said, love does not keep record of wrong. To be telling your husband or wife what they did to you since last year, then you are not in love. If you are in love, you will let go of the wrong. Especially when the person has even apologized. Even if they have not apologized, you can't keep record of wrongs. So it's wrong for you women. I know this one is a bigger struggle for you because generally you are wired to be past-oriented. You don't easily let go. And women have incredible memory selection. They have forgetful memory, but it's selective. What do I mean? Women will forget when you told them I love you. So you need to tell them every day. But when you tell them you are stupid, they will not forget that one forever. I think you should switch it. If you tell a woman that you are stupid, 1982, she'll remember. So something can happen to you, say, that's how you told me in 1982 that I'm stupid. I know you still think I'm stupid. When you even look at me sometimes, I still think you think I'm stupid. But the I love you, you told her yesterday. She has forgotten it today. She wants to hear that one. Oh my God. All right. He said, it keeps no record of wrong. I like the next one. He said, love does not delight in evil. I can't waste time there. But rejoices with the truth. He said, love always protects. Love always what? Trusts. Woo! Love always trusts. He said, I'm going out. Love always trusts that you're not going to do anything stupid. Love always trusts with finances, always trusts with wisdom and judgment. It says, love always hopes that tomorrow will be better, that it will be good. And love always perseveres. Love can stick it through. Love can stick it through the good times and the bad times. And last one, they said, love never fails. That's what I'm saying. If people, Christians, I can understand unbeliever marriage is failing. But for really two real Christians, or not churchgoers, there are many churchgoers. There are people watching me here, you know you're not a Christian, you know. You just have a Christian name and you go to a church. But you're not a Christian. But real Christians are supposed to be able to make it in marriage easily. If they are both submitted to the Spirit of God and to the laws of Christ. If they are submitted to it. And that takes me to my closing remark. Somebody said, but Pastor, how do I know these things? Good. That's why in the first place, you as a Christian shouldn't be falling in love with somebody that is not a Christian. These are the things you really should be looking out for. That does this person know Christ? Do they have the Christ-like behavior? Are they submitted to Christ? When two people that really have the fear of God and yielded to God are getting married, you see, it's not just I love you. Because what many people think is that, oh, I love you, you love me, that should be enough. No, that never holds a marriage. It's, do you fear God? Is your love for God that is surer for me than your love for me? Two people loving themselves can't hold a marriage. It's their love for God. When they have genuine love for God, they will go beyond their feelings to do things that are right. Because they are being held by a higher standard. Not just by their annoying spouse. So if you're a believer, the Bible makes it clear, 2 Corinthians 6:14. It said, don't be unequally yoked with an unbeliever. There are many reasons why it's mentioned, and this part of it. You see, when you're a Christian, these principles here are not for the unbeliever. That's why I say that in the unbeliever world, you know, having a side chick is normal. In the unbeliever world, living a certain way, hiding your money is normal. This is normal. They're not for Christians. I mean, they're not for non-Christians. These principles here are for real Christians. You can't practice it with somebody that's not really saved. It's just risky. So God actually never expected you in your own strength to carry out these things. No. The plan from day one was that the Spirit of God will be given to you to do these things. You will do these things not by your own strength. Nobody can really walk and do the things God expects in marriage by their power. In fact, nobody can even live the Christian life by their power. Nobody can do anything in this Bible by their power. That's the difference between the Old Testament guys and the New Testament guys. Because I have friends that ask me this question. They say, Pastor, you're talking about marrying one wife and doing marriage right. He said, but what of David that killed somebody and took his wife, or that married Saul's wives and God still loved him and blessed him? What of Solomon that had 700 wives and 300 concubines or whatever, and God still loved him and blessed him? You know, and now you are telling us here that in the New Testament we should not do that. What of all those things? Good question. Good question. The difference is that in the Old Covenant, in the Old Testament, they did not have the supernatural equipment to do and to obey God's word. They didn't have it. There was no way they were going to keep it. They were natural men. They were not going to be able to keep it. If you leave any natural man, he will have many women in his life, naturally speaking. The difference is that now in the New Testament, God didn't only tell us what to do. He empowered us by his Spirit to do it. That's the difference. That's the difference. That's the difference. See Romans chapter 5 verse 5, and I'll round up from here. Romans chapter 5 and verse 5. I'm reading the ESV version. ESV version, I like it. It says, and hope does not put us to shame, because God's love has been poured into our hearts through the Holy Spirit who has been given to us. They say God's love has been poured. That means God's, the ability to love the way God wants it. That ability has been poured into our hearts. So now if you're a real born-again Christian, you have the capacity to love, to do these things I said. You have the capacity to do it. You just have to be yielded to the Holy Spirit, and it will energize you, it will strengthen you, he will take over. But in your own natural strength, definitely you can't do it. Definitely. Hallelujah. So if you're a Christian, make sure you marry another Christian. I mean a real born-again Christian, not a nominal Christian. If you're a real born-again Christian, make sure you marry another born-again Christian that understands the thing of the Spirit, that is yielded to God. Not somebody you are the one dragging to church. People, you see, as a rule, when people want to get married, I ask them things like, do you serve in your church? Don't you understand? If this guy has been going to church for 10 years and is not serving anybody except himself for 10 years, how do you think he's going to serve you in marriage? Because marriage is serving somebody else other than you. If this fine girl is going to church for 5 years and she has not yet joined the department, she's not in any service unit, she's not doing anything in her life that is to benefit somebody else other than herself, that means she has never tapped into the Spirit of God inside her. She has never tapped into the love of God inside her. How is she going to be promising you that she's going to serve you and you believe? So that's what I'm saying. One of the reasons I married my wife, she was involved in children's church in her church. She wasn't attending my church one moment. She was attending another good Christian church here, even right here in Lekki. So she was in their children's church. She said those days in our children's church, they would go to church. Even till now in our own church here, there are people in our children's church that don't enter church for 1 whole year or 6 months or 5 months because they're always serving. They're taking care of other people's kids. Do you understand? Somebody's coming to church every Sunday. He's not being paid. He's taking care of other people's children. Anybody that has children know what it means to take care. Even me, sometimes I want to dash our children out to other people. Taking care of children. Ask anybody that has children, especially when they are running up and down small. They can disturb and so these people come to church every Sunday. They might never have a chance to sit down and hear the word and dance to praise and worship like you. They just take care of other people's kids. Compare that to somebody that comes every Sunday with her heels, with her finger like this, every week. She will serve you. Okay, I'm here. Counseling. We have open counseling line. You will need counseling. Because she has no clue. He has no clue what he's getting into. Service. That's what you're signing for. So you can't even practice now. One of the reasons why it's very easy for me to love my wife is that I've been loving people that are not even doing anything for me for years. I've been serving them. So when they told me that I just have to serve only one person, that if I get married, I'm going to serve only my wife. I said, that's small. I've been rehearsing for 20 years. I've been serving thousands of people that I don't even know. It now remains to serve only one person. I can do that effortlessly. But you are a regular in church. You can't join anything. You can't serve. Every day, everybody serves you. From the car park, they help you park. Then greeters greet you. Then people that for sanitation help you. You wash your hand. You sanitize. Then you come inside. They greet you at the door. Then they give you a chair. Then they put the envelope for you. Then they collect the offering from you. Then they sing for you. Then pastor preach for you. Only you. 30,000 people serving you. And you have not served one day. And you want to marry. You have an entitled mentality. You are very inconsiderate. And people like that, they might not even be giving. There are people that don't title. They don't title. So everybody is giving their money effort just for you. And nothing has ever touched you. And you want to go and marry. So that your spouse will continue serving you as the king of New York that you are. We are waiting for you. You will come for counseling. Last. That's where it will end. Or it will end on Instablog when you divorce. That's where it will end. Is somebody getting this? So real love, what God expects is two believers that are practicing loving, forgiving, patience, kindness, forgiveness, things like that. You're practicing as a Christian normally. And two of you come together and you walk. So if you're in love, you must pass this love analysis test. So go do it. Even if you're single, you can do it. Even if you're in a relationship, you can check it. If you and your spouse are doing well. And if you're married, definitely you can check. Go and write all the things I wrote from 1 Corinthians and score yourselves with 10 being the highest mark. Score yourselves. And both of you have a discussion. Kindness, 2 over 10. Some people, kindness, 0 over 10. It's your spouse that will score you. No, you score yourself. If you're single, yes, you can score yourself. If you're in a relationship, let your fiancé or fiancé score you. Then you see where you need to work on. You already have the supernatural capacity. The Holy Spirit will help you. And I believe you will have the marriage of your dreams. In the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. Were you blessed this morning? Hallelujah.